Today we're talking about Batgirl and how it was canceled. This movie was starring Leslie Grace. It's a shame that it was canceled and she won't be able to really show her acting chops and have a bigger fan base because this is probably a once in a lifetime opportunity to really set yourself as the main protagonist of a superhero flick. But we're just gonna go ahead and get right into this. This was originally greenlighted by the old regime in Warner Brothers. If you guys didn't know, Discovery recently bought Warner Brothers, and Warner Brothers it is now under the new leadership of what's his name, Saslov. I know his last name, but I don't know his first name. Either way, this guy is only trying to have blockbuster films and have the DC property being in the big screen. He doesn't want to waste any time and resources. Is trying to bolster HBO Max streaming service with just the superhero content. They believe that all the superhero content should be up to going to the big screen. So since this movie was not made in mind to be a big screen movie and was gonna be HBO Max original, the budget was only around 90 million, so it did look a little bit cheaper. From what we know from the test audience that were interviewed and talked about, this movie didn't seem like it was ready to go for theatrical release. So what that means, they will most likely have to put another tens of millions of dollars if they wanted to actually release it into theaters. The thing about that is that if they were going to invest even more money into making it more presentable for theaters and with the marketing cost, this would have ballooned up to like 150 million minimum in my estimations from what I've seen from the reports if they wanted to actually make it a theatrical release. So instead of trying to recuperate any of their money back, they decided to do it as a tax write-off and just cancel the movie. So, and this is really just showing that the new regime cares about making money and, righting the ship from what the old regime was greenlighting. They greenlighted this Batgirl movie. They greenlighted a Wonder Twins movie that was canceled by the new regime as well. But the difference is that the Wonder Twins movie wasn't even shooting yet. This was already almost complete from what everything we know. It was already done shooting. They were just almost in post production. So this is very sad just for Leslie Grace and the directors. From what we found out, the one of the co-directors was actually getting married when this news broke. So this is just a very kind of a bad look, at least in the point of view of relationships with their talent, directors and the main actress and all the people working on it. It just felt like if you guys were gonna break this news, you guys should have done it before or after the marriage. It just make it less of a surprise and less of a like kind of a backstabbing. You just find out in the day of you're getting married that your whole project that you've been working on for like a year or more is getting canceled. It's never a good feeling getting your movie canceled, but finding that on your day of your wedding is just a pretty scummy move, in my opinion. But this is their company. They are going to try to save money. And from what we know, they are just trying to make DC into more blockbusters, trying to rebuild up the brand from the old regime who was just greenlighting everything and not really focusing on their main stars. It's kind of wild how we haven't had Man of Steel, a sequel, or Flash, or Wonder Woman, really, 3, or it just, it's wild how we got two Suicide Squad movies before we got another Superman movie. So I just feel like this regime is more focused on trying to reestablish DC as a more of blockbuster, actually good quality content. So none of us have ever seen the movie, so we can't really say that it was great or it was bad or how much money it would have made. That was up to them. From what we saw, the test screening audience thought it was cheap and it was very confusing. Um, because this also reintroduced Michael Keaton as Batman, and I'm pretty sure for the general audience who doesn't keep up with this type of news and doesn't keep up with all the what's happening in the comic book world, just having Batgirl and Michael Keaton coming back and having Robert Pattinson as Batman and having Ben Affleck as Batman was surely to be confusing for most people. Um, so yeah, it's just a new direction from the regime that's currently in charge of Warner Brothers Discovery into making DC movies more into proper blockbusters. And if this movie was not made for the big screen, I don't fault them for not wanting to invest even more money when Batgirl is such a minor character for the at least for general audiences, not comic book fans. I know how important she is, but if we're just talking about general audiences, most people will not know about Batgirl or like why Michael Keaton's coming back or anything like that. So it's just tightening up the faults from the old regime. It's just sad that we won't be able to see Brandon Fraser portraying the villain and Michael Keaton as Batman, and of course Leslie Grace as Batgirl. This is a sad news for the directors as well and all the people working on it post production. But yeah, this is all just a mess. But I feel like it's a necessary mess. We will really find out what this new regime is really about with the next couple movies and if they actually are trying to establish DC as having good quality films again. Um, but let me know if you guys think if you guys think this was a good decision to just cancel it and not waste any more money trying to make it a theatrical run, or if you guys should have just released on HBO Max for the audiences to see if they actually did like what they made, or if it was a good idea to just scrap it all together for some tax write-offs. Let me know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thanks for watching.